Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 13th episode of Darling in the Franxx. So, in the last episode, we had a pretty big reveal. The fact that Zero Two just hates mirrors. Oh, and she also met Hiro when they were children, which I still believe is related to Hiro's memory issues. The higher-ups most likely erased his memory because he knew about Zero Two. I'm about 70% sure that's what happened there. And yeah, one way to find out is get into it, so let us do that thing. 3, 2, 1, go. And we left off on some Zero Two Hiro choking. This is a story of a monster. Oh wow. I'm not wasting any time on this episode, are they? I bet that hand was warm. A story forgotten. South animals have seen better days, I'm sure. I'm with you there. At least she gets head pats. It could be worse. Did you try eating it anyway? I was joking. Just because it's not food doesn't mean it doesn't have value. Rest in peace, that person. You know, beside yourself. uh, yeah. But more importantly, half wrong. I wonder if we're just not gonna get an opening this episode. Of course. We live to become parasites. Have to have a goal. Yes, like 16 and 15, for instance. I was told that was special as well. Ichigo! Because she knows that Zero Two will come along and steal you away. Well, no, you're far cuter. Not really anything to be sad about. You really don't, trust me. Well, more injections do solve a lot of problems. Yes, we're the elite, the best. Don't compare yourself to the scum that surrounds us. You should spit on them. Some of them would probably enjoy it, I assure you. Ichigo, because you're sweet like strawberries. And because your number's 15, but most of the former. You know, names like the olden days people had. People from myths and legends. Good choice. I approve. Yes, very creative. Yes, the first gift he ever gave you. Having a name makes you feel a lot more human. Well, technically the number also is unique to them, but... I suppose I could. Do I have to, though? Okay, but I'm charging 500 yen a pop. Stand on his little soapbox. Mitsuru. Most importantly, Mitsuru. They both, Ichigo and Mitsuru, fell for him. How dare you? Don't question us, we're adults. We're an authority figure. Who do you think you are? Don't you know you have to write us a 5-page form in order to do anything? It should have been covered in the briefing. Disappearing children's never a good thing. Better they're training astronauts. I mean, that would explain a lot. Looking for a planet they can live in that's not Laxosaur infested. You were supposed to choose between the red and the green candy, not both. So I think you're gonna choose the red candy. You know what I mean. The cutest little growling I've ever heard. You should probably stay out of the sun, though. That sunburn looks horrible. Ah. I mean, that's cool and all, but that still had to have hurt. Can't just penetrate a girl without asking. No matter how horny she is. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. More candy! But yeah, if nobody answers your questions, you find the answers yourself. That's a good philosophy. Yeah, I wasn't going to the lobby. No. Back door. That's a picture book. I advise against that. You might fall, hit your head, and lose some memories, you know. Give me back the book. I found it first. Yeah, The Beast and the Prince is the same book. Apparently she found that trying to steal something from a child was more effort than it was worth. That's one word for Zero Two. And then Hiro fell in love. Yeah, I have some injections to do. Because I'm not like the other kids. I need extra injections to be a proper parasite. Yeah. Yeah, about that. It doesn't quite work that way. But yeah, that's the promise. The one that Hiro forgot and Mitsuru did not let go of the fact that he forgot. More disappearing children. Papa's not very nice. You're just not gonna answer that question, Hiro. uh, sensitivity, what a problem. Still, we should give him lots of injections, you know, make sure. I feel like blood for candy is not a good trade. I mean, like, good candy either. Oh, God. Game made in Abyss flashbacks. I mean, it's not wrong, but you can't really just ignore something like that. Because I don't want you kids to think of yourselves as individuals with their own thoughts and feelings. They want you to be obedient drones. Yeah, show that to me again, why don't you? Not like that was painful to watch or anything. Well, that's enough torture for one day. Having a good nap. I know they would call it experiments, but basically torture. But at least I got this picture book and no one's taking it from me. And there's Darling. Don't hurt yourself. See how tough this window truly is. I mean, it wasn't exactly a mirror, but still. Close enough. You shouldn't cry in the snow, it'll freeze. But they obviously didn't get very far. Oh no, yeah, I was waiting for something like that to happen. My first experience was a bit painful and very cold. Yeah, her first time was white and cold. Nothing surprising there. She sounds like a sore thumb out there. Seems a bit on edge. Those are running really slowly. This isn't my bed. Don't eat it. Please don't eat that. I might just vomit if I see her eat that. Don't eat him either. Yeah, the familiar head pat from the quote-unquote momish character. Zero Two. Did they really not teach her Japanese? Yeah, she's the only one we've seen in the series. I'm curious about number one. uh, Gesundheit. I think she's trying to say 02. Berserker from Fate Apocrypha. That's what some of her grunts reminded me of. It reminded me of something. Yeah, I loved Berserker and Fate Apocrypha. And that's when she fell in love. Do I have to give you my blood first? Open your mouth. I'd be careful about getting your fingers too close to her mouth. Oh, she really like that. But that's in itself sad because it makes you think she's not given that great of food. More. Oh, the picture book. Yeah, she would have taken that with her, wouldn't she? She's so cute. Uh, Did not quite read all that. I was reading a book over here. Thank you for interrupting. No. You're gonna reveal their position. That would be unfortunate. But because the nature of flashbacks, we know he's not gonna die. But this is probably related to his memory loss. Friends, someone spoil themselves. I know he's talking about the book, but it's supposed to be a very obvious parallel. Yes, very obvious parallels to their situation. Just a bit, but your life in general is quite similar. I think you're trying to say marriage there. She's so cute. Probably the most walking she's done in a while. Even blue blood. Well, I think all blood is blue before it's exposed to oxygen. Oh. He's more bold than I thought. Well, if you read it in a book, it must be true, so yeah, keep looking. This is the first time someone's licked my knee. uh... Darling. Oh, man. Man, this thing's actually giving me chills. 02 has changed a lot in a few years. Yeah, we more or less knew this was gonna end. I'll take you guys on. Yeah, that's what sucks about being a child. But he's your darling nonetheless. uh... Calm down. Well, at least we know that now. We know her obsession with being human. And yeah, we did not get the opening. To work on some of that phrasing, but... Yep, he remembered. And back to the tears in his eyes. Yeah, she's not as red as she was back then, and very different personality, but... a fitting title. Well... I mean, the episode was pretty much what I expected. More backstory on their childhood together. And the entire episode was dedicated to it, so I like that. Yeah, offering the wings. I cannot read that fast. I almost read all that part. Yeah, it's no. Yeah. I was able to read enough to see more parallels. So that was the 13th episode of Darling in the FranXX. And pretty good episode. The entire episode was pretty much backstory on Darling. And I'm tired, guys. I'm recording this late at night. Backstory between Zero Two and Hiro. And yeah, they met up with each other. Well, he saw her a few times and decided to try to help her out to make a break for it, pretty much run away together. Elope, if you will. And we got to see a lot of things we've seen before in bits and pieces, like his promise with Mitsuru, his fight with Mitsuru, after forgetting the promise, and, you know, stuff like that, giving Ichigo a name. All sorts of little things like that. And we pretty much, yeah, kind of went back and forth between Hiro and Zero Two. And Zero Two looks quite a bit different than she does now. I mean, her horns are just as lovely, but her skin color, a little bit different, much more Oni-ish, to be sure. They didn't really address why that changed at all. I mean, they were talking in the story. It says something about a beast, like you know, gaining the appearance of a human or something like that, but you'll still be a beast, something like that. And so that might be something. Just they put synthetic skin over her. I don't know. It could be something like that. But Zero Two looks a lot more human than she did back then. Although, despite the fact that she very much looked like an Oni, looked like a monster, as they put it, she was still really cute. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of little moments here and there with her, just the way she said certain things, her growling, that one smile-ish thing she did with Hiro in the snow when they're sitting by the tree. I don't know how else to describe it, but just a lot of little things like that. I loved it a lot. I mean, I like Zero Two in current day of the anime, but I think I might like the younger Zero Two a bit better. And it really is interesting how much different she is now, like how much she's changed since then. So yeah, that experience must have done quite a number on her. And we did get confirmation that they deliberately erased Hiro's memories. I mean, that was very, very obvious. But yeah, we got confirmation on that. So really, Mitsuru has no business being all angry with Hiro for forgetting the promise, because he literally had no choice in the matter. So, you know, he's definitely not in the wrong there. Not that Mitsuru knows that, so I can't blame him too much either. It's an unfortunate situation all around. But yeah, Ichigo got her name, which she's a big fan of, and the adults are such jerks to the children. They're like, how dare you give each other names? Like, what do you think this is? Do you think you're humans or something? We're raising you to be parasites. It's like you don't get that or something. And they would never answer any of his questions, and he had to seek the answers themselves, and half the time he get in trouble for that. And just being a parasite sucks is really what it comes down to. But yeah, and they were doing some pretty horrible things to Zero Two. So I'm just, you know, experiments and stuff. Because she's obviously a unique specimen, very valuable specimen to them, which is why they weren't going to let her just run off. They were hunting her down, and yeah, realistically, there was no way Hiro was going to really escape with Zero Two. But the one scene when he was talking about the story with her, like reading it to her, and he mentioned something about getting married, and she kept trying to say the word marriage, which was really cute, but I don't think the subtitle did a very good job of showing that. Like, I barely got it just because I know the Japanese word kekkon, and it's kind of sounded like she was saying that, so I was able to pick up on that, but I can see some people might not getting that. But yeah, she sort of says she wanted to marry Hiro if you know, interpret her dialogue as best you can. That was clearly what she said, and he was her darling, after all. And yeah, that was the two of them and their first experience together. And yeah, I don't think it directly said it, but it seems like Hiro's memory was erased of the incident, but Zero Two's wasn't. At least I think that's the case, because that would make sense of why she was so attached to Hiro so quickly and called him darling and everything. So yeah, but yeah, pretty much yeah, good stuff. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, the Dragon of Oshu, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.